753-257-97. Again, 877-532-5797. Joining us now is none other than the one and only Mary Pat Hector. We all know and we love Mary Pat. She's the National Youth Director of National Action Youth Move. And Mary Pat, it's good to have you with me, and we got to talk about what the National Action Network's Atlanta leadership is doing, and particularly as it relates to gentrification today. Welcome to the program, Mary Pat.
Hey, Mr. Eglishon, it's always wonderful to hear your voice.
Likewise. So tell us about it. I mean, you know, the National Action Network's Atlanta's leadership is focusing on gentrification and this ongoing conversation with Atlanta's leadership about how Howard and Hampton Universities, two historically black colleges and universities, continue to be the topic of conversation.
Yeah, well, I wanted to bring those two conversations to the forefront because I thought that they were very relevant regarding the conversations that we've been having on Thursdays the past few weeks on the show. One, I have brought the issue to gentrification regarding the city of Atlanta, not only in Atlanta, but also all across the country in predominantly African-American communities to the forefront recently, with Atlanta being a predominantly African-American community, and of course, it being a city considered the Black Mecca, I felt it was very important to, one, highlight the gentrification happening in this particular community, simply because it shows what's happening all across the country. Just 2 days ago, Reverend Sharpton and myself met with Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who has been the mayor of the city of Atlanta for a little less than 100 days. However, despite her being the mayor for less than 100 days, she's been on city council in the city of Atlanta for years. And in our conversation with Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, she has discussed how she plans on tackling the issue of gentrification, how we could be of assistance with that particular cause, and us leaving the table with Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, agreeing that we would submit a list of recommendations regarding the things that the citizens have come to the National Action Network Southeast Regional Headquarters, stating that they would like to see within the city, things such as collaborative housing, things such as expanding the inclusionary zoning policy that they have right currently in the city of Atlanta, and really redefining what affordable housing looks like in the city of Atlanta. Currently, 52% of Atlantans that are African American make less than $27,000 a year. However, when you think about the term affordable housing, the average median income in the city is for people who make between $50,000 to $60,000 a year, and they're calling that affordable housing. So if you make between $50,000 to $60,000 a year, then you will qualify for affordable housing. But what about those 52% of Atlantans that make much less than that? So really redefining that term. And this is something that we're not only doing in the city of Atlanta, but something that National Action Network has decided to really spearhead and take on in places like California and other communities that are seeing gentrification happening.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to see that. I mean, the same thing is happening in China right now, and it's leading to another housing crisis. A crisis in the housing market over there. In Beijing, you got people making $15,000 a year, and they're trying to buy a $200,000 apartment. The math just don't add up. So, you know, I'm glad to see National Action Network highlighting this disparity, Jennifer. And what specifically is National Action Network's role in trying to, you know, get some headway against gentrification?
Well, currently, this was not at the currently this is the 50th anniversary of the death of Martin Luther King. And so I know Reverend Sharpton, especially during our convention, really wanted to highlight the Poor People's Campaign. This was something that we knew about, something that he had been advocating for, but nothing at this large of a magnitude until so many different people and citizens from different communities across the country began expressing a need for National Action Network. And our organization isn't in the business of just showing up, but supporting those who state that they need help, and assisting and being that voice for those that they feel that they have no voice. And so currently that's what National Action Network is doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's doing a lot to just, publicize this issue. because gentrification generally robs communities of both their historical intrinsic value and the financial value or the equity that has been built up in these communities over years and years and years. And that wealth is shifted to an entirely different segment of our population, Mary Pat. It's wrong morally in the whole knot, and I want to see these municipalities do more about it. And I'm glad to see that Hampton and Howard University are involved in this as well.
Sure. Hampton and Howard are not necessarily involved. I wanted to highlight some of the things that we're seeing from both HUs, both Howard and Hampton University. They call them HU. I don't know which HU is better. Maybe those who attended the HU, either Howard or Hampton, could tell me which HU is the best. But these particular HUs, the Black colleges and universities, have been in the news a lot recently. Not too long ago, we did have Mariah McCain, who did come on the show to talk about the Out by Five policy that National Action Network is working with students who have been impacted by that policy currently to advocate against Hampton University. That policy states that if you decide to protest or anything, you have to be out by 5 p.m. that night. If you're not out by 5 p.m. That day, if you're not out by 5 p.m. that day, then you will be pushed basically off of campus. You won't be able to collect your things. So these are just different policies. You students don't receive trials. You really have to advocate and demand a trial prior to being expelled from this particular institution. Recently, I'm sure you've seen the news surrounding Howard University and the funding and, students being taken advantage of or the government being taken advantage of as regards to financial aid and funding. And so there's a lot going on, and I think it's very important for us to continue to have these conversations while also encouraging our institutions to do better so that we can continue to advocate for them and send our children to these institutions. It breaks my heart to see these institutions deal with these issues and not really stand up or stick with their core values, because it really hurts my feelings, because I'm an advocate for historically Black colleges and universities. I attended HBCU, and I want to ensure that they're doing their best so that we can send our best and brightest to these institutions with no worries.
Absolutely. 877-532-5797 is the number to join us again. 877-532-5797. Let's see. I got about 1 minute left before we take this break, but I want to introduce Perry. Let me bring Perry in on line 5. He's listening in Chicago on WVON. Perry, go ahead, and we're probably going to hold you over through the break.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. I just have some comments about gentrification. There's a big mayor's meeting in Chicago. I believe that is today. And the mayors, the big city mayors meet on a regular basis. Has there been any thought into finding out what these big city mayors are planning? Because all the big
Excellent
city
question.
mayors...
Now, Perry, hold with us through the break, and I want you to restate that question again. Folks, you're listening to Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton. We got Mary Pat Hector. We also got Perry in Chicago, and we can have you at 877-532-5797. Gentrification. I'm tired of seeing our wealth transferred out of our community to somebody else's community. I don't know about you. Quick break, and we're right back with more Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton after this.